Hello, everyone. This is Michael J. Mayer. And as a quick sound check, do me a favor in the questions box, please put your name, your profession, and your location. And the questions box is located right there on the right side of your screen. Just open that up. That is the best way to communicate with me during this time. And you will want to use that often to ask questions. Please, dear God, please ask questions during this session. The rubber meets the road in session 2. Today is session 2. Many of you watched session number 1. And when I say watched, I mean watched as a spectator, as a lurker, as a proctor. Now it is time to go from proctor to doctor. It is time for you to go to implementer, and today is the day that it starts. So we have phenomenal amount of big producers. We have a phenomenal amount of newbies and a phenomenal amount of everything in between. My voice is a little bit hoarse today. I've been fighting a little bit of a cold. I was on 4 planes in 2 days, and I think that one of those plane rides decided to give me a sinus infection. So I'm a little bit hoarse. I may sniffle a little bit, but bear with me as I go through this. I have to tell you that this is my favorite session of event mastery of the first 3 or 4 sessions. Now, I have to tell you, the confirmation, event, and follow-up sessions are my favorite sessions because that's where the rubber meets the road with referrals. So you're here, you can hear me, and now it's time to move on. So nothing annoys people so much as not receiving invitations. If you've seen me speak before, you know that I speak about, not just events, but all of the 7 levels of communication when it comes to business. And you've perhaps heard the story of Christy, my elementary school crush. And if you've heard that story, you understand that the worst thing in the world is not being invited. And you understand the best thing in the world is being invited. And we all understand that referrals happen inside the circle. You have to create your own circle, and you have to be really good at fitting in to other people's circle. And you fit into other people's circle, and you invite some of their circle to your circle. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the circle of influence. So hopefully that helps. All right. So let's invite people. Referralspodcast.com. Who wants to be a guest on Referrals Podcast and tell about their event mastery class experience? Who wants to do that? Just put me in the questions box if you would like to be interviewed on Referrals Podcast, number 12 in the world right now. I believe we popped into the top 10 briefly, but then we went back to number 12. So I don't know what happened there, but we will figure it out because by golly, top 10 is where we're headed. Number 1. Could you even imagine if a podcast on referrals hit number 1 in the marketing department? That would be so generosity generation. That would be so crazy and cool. So if you want to be interviewed and talk about your event mastery class experience, put me in the. That's right. That's right. A lot of you are saying me, but give me 4 weeks. And yeah, I mean, we wouldn't start now. We wouldn't put you on now. But when you get this event done, no, not after you get a few events done. I want you to do it after this event. And you're like, yeah, but I'm not going to be an expert. Yeah, but you know what we need more content of at onreferrals.com? We need more new stories, like new agent, first event, novice, first, beginner. We need more of those because you know what? Every master was once an incompetent beginner. So the thing about it is, you know what? Let's get you on there. We just did this. How many of you are subscribers to the podcast? Put yes. If you are a subscriber to the podcast, put yes in the questions box. This is how we communicate. Well, we just did this with Zach and Patrick. Weselick. So we did his after 3 events. So he did his first event with Event Mastery last year, and he got 6 referrals. He followed the system to a T. He followed the checklist. He had a great event. Then he thought he was an expert, and then he did his second event, and like 7 people showed up. It was horrible. He got no referrals, and you know what? Nobody. I mean, it was a colossal failure. Why? Because he didn't run the system. He didn't run the checklist. So guess what he did on the third event? They ran the checklist. They ran the event mastery system, and guess what? They had over 120 people there, and they got a ton of referrals. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. But I would have loved to have done a podcast with Zach after the first one, after the second one, and then after the third one. So that's what I'm looking for here. And hopefully you're the one to make it happen. And I can't wait. So, all right, we're going to keep going here. Check out referralsmagazine.com. All right. So last time we talked about the planning, and some of you missed that. If you missed that, you have got to go and listen to that, watch that. It just from the sake of, it's kind of a webinar to get ready. Like, it helps you get ready. Like, all right, what do I need to do? Where's the venue? Where am I going? And the other thing that I mentioned during that was you got to print out your book. You got to. Some of you didn't do it. And I'm just telling you, like, this is the key to the rest of your career. I'm more passionate and convinced about this than ever before. You got to print out the book. You got to go to Kinko's and have it bound, print it out in color, treat it like Bible number 2, because that's what this could be for you and your business. So January 13th is today. Today is all about the invitation. Today is invite. January 17th, I can't wait for this Friday's accountability session. You're going to love it. I'll explain more in a little bit. And then the rest of the dates are on here as scheduled. Please note that you don't have an accountability session after the February 17th follow-up session. But the rest of it is pretty much every Monday and Friday at 12:30 in a row. The greatest way to start a year I can ever think of. So today's objectives, it really is invite. Write that down in your notes. If for those of you that are already ahead of the game, printed and bound, who has printed and bound your book like the one I have right next to me? Printed and bound. Say printed and bound. Put in there, printed there. Amy Broghammer, how do you type so fast? Dustin Medlin, right? Printed and bound. Okay, I can tell you right now, we've got 20 something who has printed, and they're my rock stars. You're the ones. You're the chosen ones. You're the ones that are going to literally rock. You're going to be the ones who tell me about your 6 or 7 referrals at your next event. Some of you are seeking permission, or you're seeking, you're afraid of this. And I want you to know, don't be afraid of this. Embrace it. What you're afraid of is, if this works, I now no longer have any excuses for not being successful. And that's how this works. You can do this. Anybody can do this. It's the matter of, will you do it? Can you do it? Here's the deal. Must you do it? Some of you are in must do mode. And I'm telling you, there you go. You no longer, you're right. You used to have an excuse, right? You used to have this excuse that, oh, you know what? I can't call expireds. I don't want to bother people. Oh, I don't want to call for sell by owners. I don't want to bother someone who's obviously trying to sell their home, and I help people sell their homes. And you're like, all these, oh, I don't want to do pop buys. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Oh, all of a sudden, there's no excuse. You've done events. You've attended events. There is no excuse anymore for not being successful. This is it. And some of you needed to hear that. Listen, it's January 10th, 12th, whatever it is. It's the second week of January. What have you changed from 2019? If nothing's changed, nothing's going to change. You're not going to win the lottery because you don't play it. Listen, this is the lottery. What I'm sharing with you is the winning lottery ticket. And it's the ticket to this event. And I'm not even telling you. Okay, some of you are asking about the book. Hey, how can we print that out? Okay, you have been emailed a link to the members only section for Event Mastery Class. When you go to the members only, you got to log in. When you go there, you will see the book. You can easily download and print it. And I will tell you that this is the latest and greatest edition, but we also have made about 20 changes that we're going to have in the next Event Mastery Class. But the fact of the matter is this is the latest and greatest. Print it in color, have it bound at Kinko's, hug it close to your chest, bring it home, put it on your desk, open it up, have it available every day. No more excuses. NME. Excuses are the enemy of success. NME. No more excuses. Excuses are the enemy, NME, of success. No more excuses. Here we go. All right. Invitation. From the last session, we talked about the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire call. Who made at least one Who Wants to Be a Millionaire call, which is essentially narrowing the choices down to 2 or 3, and then asking a friend, phoning a friend, about like what they would prefer to see. Who did that? Last time, we talked about the event details, like who, what, where, when, how much, that kind of thing. Then we talked about, okay, who's going to help you? Who are the supporters? Who are the cheerleaders? Who are the ones who are going to be there to make this happen with you? With you, not for you, with you. Man, I just changed where the mic is on my desk and I'm loving it. It's like right in front of me. Can you guys tell a difference? Do I sound differently right now than I did like a couple seconds ago? If not, no big deal. No? Okay. You guys are okay. All right. Marie Pike. I love that. That's exactly what I found too. Is she said, I made several calls and she actually got a surprise. She found that there's a mixed preference between happy hour and the wine and cheese event. So Marie, what's your response to that? Excuse me. I'm sorry, I've got a sniffle every once in a while. I feel bad doing that. I should blow my nose. I know that, Mom. I know, Mom. I know. But Mom's not here, nor is a Kleenex. So, all right. Combine them. That's the right answer, Marie. You're going to do a wine and cheese event happy hour. Exactly. Have some fun with it. All right. Who will you help? Who is the charity that you're going to involve? Who's going to be a part of this with you? You need to know who that is. All right. Session number 1 review. We talked about the type of event, the venue, location, the date. What's your date? Your RSVP method. That's very important. I can tell you that at your first event, you may want to do it on whiteboard. You might want to do it on a whiteboard. I'm going to repeat that. You might want to put your list of invitees, right? People you're going to invite on a whiteboard, and then either circle them or put a star next to them if they are attending. Date, first person to invite, first 5, first 10. We did that last time. Some of you somebody got like 52 in the couple minutes that we took on that. Who's your charity? Who's your sponsors? Door prize ideas. That's what we covered quite a bit on the last session. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch that, please. If doing a wine and cheese or happy hour, look into Uber or Lyft as a potential sponsor and perhaps have their signs up. Or you could have Uber not be a sponsor and still have their signs up. It's okay. All right. Once again, we talked last time about how to decide which type of event to host. What kind should you have? Should you have a business-like board of advisors, casual happy hour, a rally around a cause meeting? We really want to help so-and-so, whatever it may be. Nice group dinner, networking meeting, or a mastermind. That's always fun. That's always a good one to do. Wine and cheese, which essentially is an upper class happy hour. All right. Now, we talked about who wants to be a millionaire. And based on what you know, narrow the choices down to a couple options, call 10 to 15 friends, ask which they prefer, and I know this is quick review for some of you, where is your community, your audience? Email your database and ask them. Or if you have a Facebook group of past clients or SOI or COI, then actually do a poll in there. And then also, you don't have to have a group to poll the audience in Facebook. Just ask your friends. Just post it on Facebook, what you're thinking about doing, and then invite them. I told you that you were going to get a lot of voicemails. And I had several of you ask for me to repeat this. So here it is. This is the guaranteed response voicemail. Hey, Amy, this is Michael J. Mayer of the Mayer team. Can you give me a quick call when you get this? Just had a couple of quick, specific questions just for you. Promise not to take more than a minute or two. Just give me a call at my number. It's not an emergency, but it is timely, and I'd love to speak with you today. Give me a shout, please, at my number. Also, if anybody else happens to answer my phone, doesn't happen often, but it could happen, just let them know that I wanted to speak with you today. Thank you. You've got the number, or just hit call back. Talk to you soon. Click. That is money. That's for anything. You could use this for a client who has not been giving you a call back, and you really need them to sign a piece of paperwork. You could use this for anything. Who are your sponsor partners? Who has a sponsor partner for their, who is a sponsor partner? I'm sorry, you're saying me. Here's the thing. Who is your sponsor partner? That's what I should have asked. Alexander Deuce, Uber or Lyft could drive your clients home after the event because you're doing an alcohol included event. We're lender, financial planner, Draga, you're going to put the sponsors' logos on your, if you're doing an Evite, you can easily put them into your Evite. If you're not using Evite and you're just using standard email invitation, you can put them in the email. Also, you're going to put them on the bottom of the invite, which I'll talk about here in a second. Lender, title, landscaper, inspector. Amy, you rock. Rondra has title, mortgage, home inspector. Lori has insurance agent and lender. Tim Thompson, if you have several sponsors for an I love you latte, I want you to know something. You are going to make money at your first event. How does that feel? You're going to make money. The I love you latte is going to cost you less than $200. And you have two sponsors for sure, possibly 4. I love it. I'll tell you, the beauty of this whole 7L system and the one-to-many part of it with events, seminars, and parties is that your imagination starts to go wild. There is literally no limit to what you can do with this. The only thing is you got to make sure you run the system, because if you don't, there's a lot of top producers out there. They'll have 1,000 people at their event and get 0 referrals. What good is that? They'll spend $10,000 on an event Everybody feels great. And I'll go, how many referrals did you get? Well, I had a couple conversations, and people promised me that, they're going to send me people. No, no. The answer is referrals. All right. Who are your charity partners? You need to offer to partner with a charity partner, invite, have them send you a logo. All right. Today's content. So and you can do a quick screenshot here or take a picture of this with your phone. It took me a while to compile this. So I could spend the rest of the session and probably 2 or 3 more on this one slide. These are the different kinds of invitation methods organized according to the 7 levels of communication. So we've got pseudo invitations, and pseudo just means kind of like false invitations, or that pseudo could probably be replaced with quasi, and quasi means potential invites. When you call somebody and ask them about an event, it's kind of like you're inviting them to the event, right? The Who Wants to Be a Millionaire phone a friend call. Then you've got the poll the audience email. When you poll the audience by email and say, hey, we're thinking about doing an event, and they answer you, like that is basically an invitation to the event. Poll the audience Facebook post, same thing. Poll the audience Facebook group post, same thing. Anything along the lines of asking them their opinion on the event kind of turns into a conversation about the event. Now, also, many of you are already doing TopYap Board of Advisors meetings once a quarter. Well, if you include discussion around the event in your Board of Advisors meeting, then guess what? You are basically inviting those people to your event. And then, of course, many of you know that one of my favorite things to do is that you have an event committee for every event you do. And you get their ideas, and you have an event committee could be 5 to 15 people at a lunch or a dinner or a coffee at Starbucks, and you just discuss what you're going to do at the event. This is event mastery class. So, this is not basic events. This is event mastery class. Now, advertising invitations. You can do a billboard. You can. I don't recommend it. Newspaper or magazine. Once again, you can do that. I know a personal trainer who does an invitation to a group class by magazine ad and does very well with that. It's fine. You could do a digital ad, like a Facebook ad, that is an invitation to your event, right? You have a Facebook page, you can easily put an ad. I don't recommend it, but you can. You can. You can do a Facebook ad to all your friends and say, don't miss this event. We've done that before. Sean Lynham is our Facebook guy, and he is fantastic at that. All right. Now we get into the ones that, are more used. The direct mail, blanket, save the date, invitation postcard, or invitation 8.5 by 11. Also, targeted, save the date. So a blanket would be like you're doing a neighborhood block party. You don't know all the people, but you're doing a neighborhood block party for East Hampton. So you send a save the date invitation postcard to everybody. Like if you're doing a dumpster day is kind of like perfect for spring cleaning or right after spring cleaning, or it could kickstart spring cleaning. And you have a big dumpster and you put it, and for all their large items, they can come and throw it into the large dumpster, and then your dumpster person just pulls that dumpster off. But you could do hot dogs, ice cream, grill. You could do anything around, the dumpster. Now, you're not going to cook hot dogs next to the dumpster, but a ways away from the dumpster, right? So electronic communication. Email, of course, you could do a direct email or use an outside service who does the email for you. Email with a photo, which is the invitation, and then email video, of course. Facebook post with the invitation. Facebook post with the video. That's always fun. Very easy to do. Facebook has made that very easy. Facebook Live or an Instagram Live, Instagram post. Facebook group post, which is you have your own group and you post in there. You could post the invite in there. You could also post your video invitation in there. Facebook message. This is directly to their messenger. Facebook message with a photo. Facebook message with video. Now, you've also got your handwritten, and a couple of these might come as a surprise to you, but you could do a mailed invite with personalization, right? So you have a 8.5 by 11 invitation, and then you put a Post-it note on there that says, I'd really like you to come, or please RSVP today, I'd love to see you. You could also do a FedExed or shipped invite. I have done that before, and that is 100% effective. Literally, I've never had somebody that got my FedEx invite not respond. If they couldn't go, it was because they were going to be out of town. Handwritten power note, of course, you guys know how much I love that. Prop invites. You could have something sent to the door. I know people who have sent ornaments to the front door that was an invitation. Many of you have heard my story of when we were marketing a subdivision and we had limos pick people up at their office and invite them to a grand opening tour of our new home subdivision. And the invitation was actually a little squeezable limo. So it was a stress ball shaped like a limo with the invitation information on it. And just so you know, those were 100% free. I partnered with the limo company. On the top of the limo was the invitation. On the bottom was the limo company's information and their phone number. It was a win-win-win. You could put something in their yard. Just be careful with that. You could send an invitation item to their work, which is an example of the limo. Also, if you are at another event or and you do your invitation or you do your what would that be called? Like your 30-second elevator pitch, make sure to put an invitation to your event in that. Phone calls. You could do a recorded phone call, like a slide broadcast or broadcast call. You could do a recorded phone call just calling them and it goes to their voicemail. You could do a personal live call. No way. Yeah, actually works. FaceTime. You could do a FaceTime. Trust me, it's really hard to say no through FaceTime, which leads to, of course, the number one way to get yeses, which is one-to-one. And that's, you could have a representative invite, which we do a lot of, right? Somebody else invites somebody to that's kind of like almost like a referral. You could do a singing telegram, or of course, you're in front of a person or you're on a one-to-one, you could do a personal invitation. Any questions on the invitation methods? This is seriously the greatest slide that you will ever read on invitation sequence. How does the singing telegram work? Draga, look it up online. Go to YouTube and just do like fun singing telegrams. Amy Brokehammer, you are right. I am missing the blimp invitation. I need to, or the airplane invitation with the thing pulled behind it. There are a lot of ways to do advertising, isn't there? That's awesome. So some of you are so Lori Knutson is one of our top coaches, and she has a coaching client who is doing singing telegrams for Valentine's Day event. How cool is that? Would that have ever been thought of if they didn't go through, like if we didn't all go through event mastery class? I love it. All right, no questions on this. No questions on this. Amy, I'm thinking about adding, like right here, I'm thinking about adding blimp plane invitations. I mean, come on, then it would be all inclusive, you know? I love it. All right. Now, session 2, the invitation. Here's the thing, if we're going to invite people, we got to make sure that we have the RSVPs. How are you going to take RSVPs? Managing the invitation and RSVPs is the difference between event beginner and event mastery. So to do that, you're going to need to have an invitation list, which we started last time, top list, and an RSVP list. They've confirmed, send regrets, or there's no answer yet. Do you have that? How are you going to keep track of this? Let me know. How are you going to keep track? Yeah, a lot of you people, that sounded really bad. I don't mean a lot of you, and you are people, are using whiteboard. And I'm just going to tell you that you don't have to do that. I know I suggested that in the first one, but there's something about like seeing this evolve on a whiteboard over time. I'm such a whiteboard. I'm such an old school whiteboard guy. Amy Brookhammer is using Google Keep, which is awesome. And Amy, I would love to know more like how that works for you when you're done with this event. Jenny Roberts is using an Excel spreadsheet. Marie is using an Excel spreadsheet. Chris Knox is going straight to paperless post. But Chris, I have to tell you, if you're using, Evite, paperless post, or Greenvelope, I seriously encourage everyone to make sure that you are going to also do the phone calls and you update that when you do the phone calls. Evite, Punchbowl Evites, which has RSVPs in it. I really like Google Forms through Evite and manually and in my daytimer. And Rhonda, you're using Eventbrite. Rondra, I would just suggest to you that you make sure you put the setting on that your event is private. If it is public, Eventbrite will promote that for you. And sometimes you will get people who you don't want at your event. And trust me on that, because I've messed that up twice. I did it once, and we had a client do it once. Through my website, sign up, recorded on a Google Doc. Yeah, Google, right? So you're using a Google Doc. It's all good. But the problem, Lisa, can other people see who is RSVP'd on your Google Doc? No. Okay, that's the right answer. Okay, good. I like it. Okay, quick question on that. People are like, hey, should on Evite or some of these places, should I show who has RSVP'd yes or RSVP'd no? So I'll tell you what, I mean, we're in a business. So if it benefits you, then show it. If it doesn't, then don't. So I know that we've done a movie event before and we did Evite to manage the invites. Well, we got a lot of people who RSVP'd quickly. So we turned off the privacy setting and put it on public so that, not necessarily public, but they could see who else RSVP'd, because it benefited us to show that there's a lot of people RSVPing, so you better RSVP. But if you are slow go with people RSVPing, it might behoove you to just keep that hidden versus making it obvious. All right. Email invitations are going to go out this week. Yeah, you heard that right. Email invitations are going to go out this week. Get them done early. Can you get them out today? Can you get them out tomorrow? And I'm telling you something about the email invitations. They could be a blind carbon copy, BCC, in an email. In an email. Now, if you don't have all the details, leave it out. you just need to know enough for them to save the date. Pick a date, pick a time, pick a place, make it happen. Then you are going to record a video invitation. Hey, Amy, I just want to let you know we're doing an I Love You Latte on February 13th, Friday the 13th. I'm sorry, Thursday the 13th. I think Thursday's the 13th. I don't have that off the top of my head right now. But we're going to do it on Thursday the 13th. I know many people are going to go out on Valentine's Day evening. So we're going to do it on the 13th. But I Love You Latte, and I'd love you to be there. The information is below. Please do me a favor. Just hit reply and let me know you can come. That's it. I just did it. If your invitation's over a minute, then it's probably too long. 30 seconds is sufficient. Then you want to make sure that you communicate with sponsor partners and charity partners. Communication is the key to this. Evite, BCC, CRM, Eventbrite, one by one. You can do this anyway. You don't have to set up Evite. You don't have to learn a new tool to do an event. BCC was how I did my first 10 events. I literally would put 20 emails in the BCC, and then I would write it, hey, friend, I just wanted to let you know about an event that we're doing. Notice that I'm fake typing on my table. You could probably hear that. And I just sent it out by BCC and just asked them to reply if they can make it. You can also use your CRM, Eventbrite, one by one. Quick success tips. Make sure to include the what, when, where, and how much. And you're like, but it's free. Yeah, put in there that it's free coffee, free drinks, free first drink, whatever it may be. Bullet items are best in your invitations. Write that down. Write that down on page 31 or 32. Write that down on page 31 or 32. Bullet items. Don't use a long narrative. If you are an S personality, right? We have D, which is straight to the point, I, which is social and outgoing, S, steady and dependable, and a C, which is cautious and perfectly accurate. If you're a C, there's probably not very many C's on this. But if you are a C, bullet items, you're like, but I don't know all the details. Don't worry about it. You can add those later. You're like, but I want to give them all the details. No, you don't. Nobody wants all the details except for you. So you want to use bullet items. Keep it simple, superstar. Don't get too involved in design. I have a friend who could not get his book done. He just could not get his book done. And I'm like, your book is about internet lead conversion. Like, you don't need it to look like $1 million. He spent like 6 months on the design of the book. And I'm like, just get it out, just ship it. You can change the design later if you don't like it. So we finally got it done, got it out. Don't get too involved in the design. All right, video, email, invitation mastery. I've kind of stated this before. This goes back to page like 30, 29. 29, look at 29. So record your video invitation. You can have notes, speak in bullets, make it short and sweet. Make sure you smile. Mentally have your best friend in mind when you are recording the video, like a crush or your spouse, whatever it may be. Mentally review where it is and when in your mind. You can put a Post-it note on your computer. You can literally, like right now, I could have the words on my computer and do the video. I could do that because, the webcam is above the computer, and there you go. Hey, I just wanted to make sure that you knew about the Thanks a Latte event that I'm doing the week of Valentine's Day. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee. It's on Thursday, February 13th at the Starbucks on Glenwood from 3 to 5 p.m. I'm buying your coffee. So come on by. I'm inviting my favorite people like you, people such as yourself. And if you want to bring a friend, I'll buy theirs too. Yep, that's right. Free coffee for you and a friend. As always, please know your support, trust, and confidence are always appreciated. I'm going to see you on the 13th, right? All right, let me know. Click, end, whatever it may be. Any questions on the video email invitation? Come on, questions. Like you're doing this today. So ask your questions or forever hold your peace kind of thing, you know? Are you sharing your charity on your invite? Yes. Not always, but mostly, Amy. Good question. The reason I don't always is I want to get them to say yes first, and then once they're in, I'll tell the RSVP yeses to bring a blanket, to bring a coat, and a coat is a big one right now. Do a coat drive. If you're confused about what to do a coat drive, do a blanket drive. How do you get over people not attending and not taking it? Strange question, but I want everyone there. Yeah, I don't get. Yeah, that's not true. I do take it personally. So I would say that you just keep inviting people. You just don't worry about it. Here's the thing. We can't worry about the no's because there's enough yeses to last us a lifetime. You might want to write that down. How do I get my sponsor to pay for the drinks? You tell them up front that you're going to do an I love you latte and you're doing coffee and you would like them to bring a $100 gift certificate to Starbucks. Or if you're doing a happy hour, then same thing, right? They could do a $100 gift card to the restaurant, or they can just have the bill and they put $100 towards the drinks. Excuse me. I know that was horrible. God, this has got to be almost over, right? I've got to be healthy soon. All right. Can we do paper invitations? My suggestion, you ready for this? Write this down. This is important. 3132, somewhere in there, write it. Have a paper invitation designed through Fiverr, Fiverr.com. Have a paper invitation designed through Fiverr. Now, please notice, I did not say send a paper invitation. I said have one designed, have somebody or 5 people at Fiverr do an invitation for your event. Please note that when they do this 8.5 by 11 invitation, it is now a digital not PDF, GIF. It is a picture. You can now use that picture on all of your electronic invitation methods. By email, you can send it by email. You can actually upload the invitation to Evite and it becomes a picture. Now, just play with that. And then you can also put it on Facebook. You can put it in your Facebook group. You can Facebook message the image. You now have this wonderful, wonderful tool. And I'm telling you something. Master the invitation. Master the invitation. Like, get really good at creating invitations that people act on. And remember, the reason for the invitation is the RSVP. So make sure it's very easy and very big on your invitation for them to RSVP. So we will be writing handwritten notes later, and that will suffice for most of your invites. But you should do paper. Now notice, this listen, is this a paper invitation? No, but it could be. Now, I'm gonna hit you pretty hard here with this stuff. I'm gonna go full 3 minutes on this invitation. Now, I purposely picked a not perfect invitation because so I can point out what's good and what's bad. So what is the pro? What are the positives? Is you instantly know what this is about because of the pictures in the middle. Picture in the middle. If you are doing a movie, so let's say you're doing a Rocky movie, put Rocky in the middle of your invitation, right in the middle. Whatever the event is about, put an enticing picture in the middle. Listen, my MBA is in marketing and communication. I know marketing and I know communication. I wrote multiple theses about marketing and communication. Put an enticing picture where? In the middle. So if it's about bowling, put an enticing picture of bowling pins and bowling ball in the middle. Now, the one thing I would say about this one that could make it, well, let me ask you, I'll put it out to you. What could make the picture in the middle? This is a hard question. So if you don't know it, it's okay. What could I put in the middle? What could make that picture in the middle even better? Any ideas on that? So one big giant pie, so I could make the enticing picture bigger. A lot of you are saying that. I like that idea. Boom. Lisa. Lisa Baral Matt. That is the answer. I could have a person eating the pie. People love pictures of people. So people having fun holding a pie would be the right answer. And I'm just telling you, I just gave you like that's $10,000 worth. I mean, it's like that's $10,000 worth of advice. Yeah, a person's face. You could even do a pie to the face. You know, you could make it fun. All right, date and time is fairly easy to read. The two shout outs are genius. This is genius. So you've got your middle, and then you've got the benefit, and you've got the choice, or you've got the benefit, and you've got some details. Free, pies limited to the first 250, one per family, please. Choose from, too many choices there, which I'll talk about in a second. It has the why. Why are we doing this? We'd like to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. We'd like to invite you to this client appreciation event to thank you for your business, referrals, loyalty, and friendship. Too many adjectives right there. Business, referrals, loyalty, friendship. But I'll talk about that in a second. It's lightly branded, probably too much branding, but everybody asked me earlier, where do I put the sponsors' logos? The bottom fifth. Some people call this the bottom third, which makes no sense at all. But the bottom fifth of this is going to be sponsor logo, sponsor logo, sponsor logo, sponsor logo, sponsor logo. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a mistake on this invite. The Team SuperMike logo should be right here, should be first. And then you've got the Bond Street Mortgage second. And then you got your third sponsor third, fourth sponsor fourth, fifth sponsor fifth. There you go. Put your logo on the bottom as one of the sponsors because you are. Let's see. I like his Team Superman shirt. It's kind of cute, right? That's what I would put. I wouldn't put all this other stuff. I would just put if he's with Remax. So I would put this little blurb right here. I would put it right there. It's colorful. I like that. The colors are very fall-like. There is a deadline for the RSVP, November 9th, 2015, but gosh, that is super small. What can we do better here? I'm telling you, there's a lot of things we can do better. The RSVP needs to be bigger, bolder, and easier to see. Remember, the first thing I'm looking for on this is call to action. I mean, I would go with the yellow font, maybe with a black outline, and it's the size is twice the size of this font right across here. You want to have one RSVP instead of two. It's scheduled for 2 days. Might be better to do 1 day. Some of you have probably heard this. He who chases two rabbits catches none. It's better to, I would put on one that it's November 23rd, 3 to 7. And then if I got enough RSVPs, I'm going to say, okay, we have decided to open up another day, the 24th, 3 to 7. Too many pie choices. That's, what is it, 5 points? I mean, people, when you see 5, you're like, I want them all, or I want none. So they don't make a choice. I would have 1 or 2, maybe 3, and I would go pumpkin, apple, and pecan. Never use the word. Okay, here's some words never to use. Write this down. Page 32, you're writing this down. Never use the word first. First annual, right? Never use the word annual. Never use the word client. You can use the word appreciation, but don't use client appreciation. So don't use the word annual, first, client, and like I said, you can use appreciation. But listen, I'm telling you something right now. Make up your own titles of these events. Like, thanks a latte. I love you latte. We love you latte. That doesn't say anything about client, appreciation, whatever, that kind of thing. The title or headline should be much shorter. The Great Pi Day giveaway or the Great Pi giveaway. I like the Great Pi Day giveaway. Website is a waste of space. They're not going to go to your website. They're not. I mean, it's just that's the old branding crappy world, right? And put your website on everything. No. What do we want them to do? I'm going to ask you. What do we want them to do when they get this? Yes. The call to action is RSVP. If anything distracts from the RSVP, then it ruins the invitation. I want them to RSVP, even if it's regret. So I'm telling you, I might have RSVP info here. I might also have RSVP info like right here. I might have RSVP info right here. I might have RSVP ASAP on here 3 times. You might want to write that down. RSVP ASAP. I use that on all mine. RSVP ASAP. All right. Now, also, I've talked about trashing or personalizing the invitation. If you are going to send this, you might want to put a yellow Post-it on it right in the middle that says, really would like to see you there, RSVP ASAP, and then however you're going to take the RSVPs. Ladies and gentlemen, what I just gave you, listen, I'm humble. I am. I'm not the smartest tool in the shed or the sharpest tool in the shed or the sharpest knife in the drawer. I don't even know what that is, obviously. But I'm going to tell you something. What I do know is I do know events and I do know invitations. And I know how to get people to RSVP. I just gave you a master's degree in creating a marketing piece that will get a response. We need to throw away the word flyer and brochure, and we need to replace it with invitation. So no more flyers, no more brochures. We are now always doing invitations. How can I make this an invitation? If you are doing flyers for a open house, don't do a flyer. Do an invitation to a private one-on-one showing, a private confidential showing of the home. That's what you really want to do anyway. There we go. All right, we're going to keep going. Oops. All right, so here's some invites. I'm just going to breeze through these. So invite, good invite. West Team, VIP appreciation event, school supply drive. Notice they put the charity on there, right? So good. Look at the sponsor panel on the bottom. RSVP should maybe just have 1 number instead of 3 people. Great Pie giveaway looks good, right? RSVP to Ladara, I would probably make that a different color. Choose your favorite pie, apple, pecan, or pumpkin. I'd probably put a colon right there, so it's 3 choices. Right? This is really well done. Here is our event. Oops, sorry. Here's our event, and we're going to include a to-do list magnet with it. Puppy pop-up charity, love it. The Great Pi Day giveaway, November 22nd. We are so grateful for your referrals. So this is a pretty good one here. Pretty good invitation. Happy Thanksgiving. I like it. Healthy happy hour for our rock stars. Doesn't that make you go, how does a happy hour be healthy? I would question that. It's a Great Pi Day giveaway, client appreciation event. I would take out client. An event. It is an event. We know it's an event. I would just call it the Great Pi giveaway. RSVP is in bold. I like that. You're invited to the Great Pie Day giveaway. RSVP to Shelly Corn or text or call me like that. These are from past event mastery classes, just so you know. Ice cream social neighborhood block party. Love that. Very good looking. Very happy. Meet the neighbors. This is very well done. Phone number is written. Looks like it's written in. Love that. Back to school ice cream social win is very easy to find. I would make sure there's an RSVP on here. There's no RSVP. Got to be an RSVP. We love you latte. Healthy shakes. Okay, so it's a healthy. That should almost be like we love you a frappe. I just made that up. Let's see. Farm baked pies. We're gonna keep going. We love you latte. Join us for copy. That's an Evite. I could. Amy B. Are you on here? Look at that. Brogammer. What's up with that? Where's the RSVP? I'm just saying. I know it's down here. Pie event. Boom. Let's see. That's really okay. So I do kind of like the steps here. Simply go to our website, click on the contact, fill out, add in notes, pie. Maybe a little too much here going on. It's Star Wars night at the baseball field. Baseball. Look at the stitches. I like that. Got a little R2D2. Can't go wrong with that. Video. Great Pie Day giveaway. My computer just locked up. Okay, thank you for that. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. How about we do this? Boom. Okay. So, wrinkle in time. I like that. That's good looking. It looks like a ticket. How cool is that? Thanks a bunch. Got the game night. Very plain. This is pretty cool. Simply because I love you latte, come enjoy it in your favorite warm beverage. That's pretty cool looking. Keep calm. See you on Friday. We love you latte. That's a really good confirmation image. Free pie. This is a very good. This is very good. You might want to take a picture of this one. Right here. Instantly. I instantly like this. Free pie. One way for us to say thank you. Reserve your pie by November 16th. Step one. Step two, this is very well done, which makes sense. It's Russell Rhodes. So he's out of Texas, does about 500 transactions a year. Love it. I love it. Call or click. Call or click. Has his own website for RSVP. Love that. Then come pick up your pie with the address. This is a keeper. Very well done. Excuse me. Earth Day. Like it. These are okay. These are good. RSVP is very big. RSVP is very big. All right. So you've got your top list work. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about today. We talked about the movie theater event. It seats only 25. And I told you that, all right, I mean, think about that. You only have 25 of your friends that you can invite to the event. Who do you invite? And then it's opened up. Now you've got 25 more. Then you've got 25 more. Then you've got 25 more. And at this point, you've got 4 segments within your friends list of 25 people each. And I would know those up to 150 people. Trust me on that. Something's going to happen where there is very limited tickets. And it's like the chance of an opportunity. This happened with me with the TEDx. TEDx KC came to town. It was the hottest ticket in the city. I got the tickets for very low. I did a cocktail reception, but I could only invite 20 people. I'm sorry, I could only have 20 people. So I instantly knew the 25 people that I needed because I did this exercise. All right, today's objectives: invite, invite, invite. Do I need a paper invitation? Not required, but you're going to use Fiverr or Canva or something to create one. Remember the phrase RSVP ASAP. Be specific. RSVP ASAP by replying now. email your invitation out either through BCC. Oh, you mean I don't have any more excuses? That's right. Evite, Eventbrite, CRM. When is this due? You need to get them out today or tomorrow. Listen, get it out today or tomorrow. Get your video done. Add it to your next email invitation, which will be Thursday and or Friday of this week. So email with no video, Monday or Tuesday. Email with a video, Friday and Saturday of this week. Now, does that, if you don't work on Saturday, you got to get it out on Friday. Then, right now, you need to put a call night on your calendar 2 or 3 weeks before the event. So the last week of January, first week of February, you are going to do a call night, either by yourself or with your sponsors. And then, listen, you need to attend this Friday session. This Friday, Don McNaughton, who got 60 referrals at his last event. And I'm not joking and I'm not exaggerating. He is our special guest on Friday. He will blow your mind away with what they have done. So be there on Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, now's the time. Now's the time. NME, no more excuses. NMW, no matter what. You know, it's your time. This is your year. 2020 is your year. 2020 is your year to do events that get referrals. It's Event Mastery Class. I appreciate you being here. I will see you next Monday. Otherwise, we will see you on Friday. And you have a very special guest, very special privilege to hear Don McNaughton talk about the 15 years of events that they have been doing at an Event Mastery Class level. You rock. I appreciate all of you. Love, generosity, and appreciation. It's a key. Build a great business, build a legacy.